Some of the most reliable, most feature-packed, and most shockingly capable motorcycles on the road today are not coming from Japan, not from Germany, and not from Italy. They are coming from China, and they are cheap, almost embarrassingly cheap. Today, we are counting down 16 Chinese motorcycles that will make you question everything you thought you knew about value, quality, and what your money can actually buy in 2026. Stay with us because number one, will completely rewire your understanding of the motorcycle market. Number 16, compare Moto 300 NK. Let's kick things off with a machine that has been quietly humiliating far more expensive motorcycles at traffic lights, on mountain roads, and on dealership comparison sheets since the moment it launched. The CF Moto 300 NK is powered by a 292cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder DOHC engine producing 29.5 horsepower and 26 Newton-meters of torque, numbers that match or exceed every Japanese and European competitor in this displacement class. The engine features a 4-valve head, electronic fuel injection, and an anti-hopping slipper clutch, a component that most manufacturers do not fit to motorcycles under 800cc. CF Moto fitted it to a 300cc machine. Let that sink in for a moment. CF Moto uses genuine KTM-derived engine architecture. The company has a formal technical partnership with KTM Group, meaning the 300 NK benefits from Austrian engineering DNA embedded into Chinese manufacturing precision. Owners consistently report trouble-free operation beyond 18,600 miles with standard maintenance. The upright naked riding position, wide handlebar, and mid-set foot pegs create an ergonomic triangle that works for commuting, weekend blasts, and light touring without inducing fatigue on rides of up to 3 hours. The price goes for approximately $2,999, a figure that makes every competitor in this class deeply uncomfortable. Now, if CF Moto can deliver KTM DNA at $3,000 for a naked bike, what happens when they decide to build something with fairings, wind protection, and genuine sport pretensions? Number 15 answers that question. And the answer is genuinely unsettling for certain manufacturers in Osaka and Tokyo. Number 15, CF Moto 450 SR. Here's a bike that stunned the entire motorcycle press when it was revealed, because nobody expected a Chinese manufacturer to deliver a fully fared sport motorcycle at this price point, with this level of specification. The CF Moto 450 SR runs a 449cc parallel twin liquid-cooled engine producing 49 horsepower and 42 Newton-meters of torque, developed in direct collaboration with KTM's engine division. The 450 SR features a full fairing with aerodynamically optimized bodywork tested in a computational fluid dynamics program, upside-down 43mm forks, a fully adjustable rear monoshock, radially mounted 4-piston Brembo-style front calipers, and a slipper clutch as standard. The KTM-derived engine platform has been tested across multiple CF Moto models and hundreds of thousands of accumulated owner miles. The 450 SR engine shares critical internal components with the KTM Duke 400 series, one of the most reliability-proven small displacement engines in the world. The sport riding position is aggressive but not punishing. CF Moto deliberately raised the handlebar position slightly compared to pure track-focused rivals, creating a machine that can be ridden for 2 to 3 hours on sport roads without physical consequences. The price goes for about $4,499, which is roughly half the price of equivalent Japanese sport bikes. Think a 49 horsepower KTM-derived sport bike for $4,000 is impressive? Wait until you see what happens when Chinese engineering turns its attention to the adventure segment, a category where European brands have been charging obscene premiums for decades. Number 14 is about to change that conversation permanently. Number 14, Voge 500 DSX. Now here is where things get seriously interesting. Voge, a brand owned by Lonson, one of China's largest and most technically sophisticated motorcycle manufacturers, has built something with the 500 DSX that the adventure motorcycle community did not see coming. It runs a 494cc parallel twin, liquid-cooled engine producing 47.5 horsepower and 46 Newton-meters of torque. The engine features a 270-degree firing interval, ride-by-wire throttle, and 3 selectable riding modes: Sport, Road and Rain, on a 500cc machine that costs less than a standard Honda CB500. Lonson, Voge's parent company, supplies engines to BMW Motorrad for their C-Series range. That is not a rumor. BMW pays Lonson to build their engines. When BMW trusts a manufacturer with their powertrain, that manufacturer's quality credentials are definitively established. The DSX Adventure ergonomics: wide handlebar, tall windscreen, heated grips, standard, and a dual-density foam seat rated for rides of 4 hours or more make this machine genuinely suitable for multi-day adventure travel. Price goes for approximately $5,299. Lonson builds engines for BMW. Vogue builds adventure bikes with 21-inch wheels, cornering ABS, and GPS navigation for $5,000. And somehow, number 13 managed to make even that look modest. Keep watching, because the next manufacturer on this list has been doing something that most people in the West have completely missed. Number 13, Zontes 715T. Hold on. Before you scroll past a brand you have never heard of, give me 30 seconds, because Zontes is the Chinese manufacturer that professional motorcycle journalists have been quietly losing their minds over for the past 3 years. The 715T is a middleweight adventure tourer powered by a 744cc parallel twin liquid-cooled engine producing 83 horsepower and 74 Newton-meters of torque, numbers that put it in direct competition with the Yamaha Tenere 700 and the Benda Africa twin CRFA 500, at a price that makes both of those machines look like financial irresponsibility. Zontes uses a proprietary engine designed entirely in-house by their engineering team, a team that includes former engineers from Honda, Yamaha, and KTM who were recruited specifically to build a world-class power plant. The engine has accumulated over 124,000 miles of combined owner testing across European and Asian markets, with a warranty claim rate that Zontes publicly states is below 2%. The Adventure Tourer ergonomics: adjustable windscreen, heated grips, heated seat option, and cruise control make the 715T capable of daily touring distances of 310 miles without physical complaint from the rider. Price is approximately $6,899. Just when you thought Chinese value was maxed out, number 12 walks in, carrying something that will make every cafe racer enthusiast on Earth stop scrolling immediately. If this list is already shattering everything you thought you knew about Chinese motorcycles, smash that like button and subscribe right now. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you heard of any of these brands before today? Number 12, Royal Enfield Meteor 300, made in China. Wait, before the Royal Enfield fans come for us in the comments, hear this out completely. The Benda 300 Cafe is the Chinese motorcycle that independently arrived at the same design philosophy as Royal Enfield's most beloved cruiser, and then executed it with superior technical specification at a lower price point. The chassis is a double cradle steel frame with conventional telescopic forks, 38mm and twin rear shocks adjustable for preload. Pedal disc brakes, front and rear, with Bosch ABS. The instrument cluster combines an analog rev counter with a digital LCD for speed, fuel, and trip information. A classic combination that suits the retro aesthetic perfectly. Benda sources engine components from Lonson, the same supplier that builds for BMW, and assembles their motorcycles in a facility that achieved ISO 9001 quality certification in 2021. Owners across Europe and Southeast Asia consistently report 0 mechanical issues beyond 18,600 miles. The low seat, height, wide pulled back handlebar, and mid-set foot pegs create a relaxed cruiser posture that absorbs urban commuting and weekend country road riding with equal contentment. The twin rear shocks provide a plush ride quality over broken urban surfaces. Speaking about price, you can grab this beauty for $3,399. This is extraordinary. But number 11 is the machine on this list that cafe racer purists, the ones who swore they would never buy Chinese, have been ordering in record numbers. And they are not telling their friends where it came from. Number 11, Lonson Voge 300RR. Here is a bike that lives a double life looking like a $40,000 European cafe racer while costing the same as a decent second-hand Japanese commuter. The Voge 300RR, the RR standing for retro racing, is powered by a 292cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine producing 29 horsepower and 26 newton-meters of torque. The engine features electronic fuel injection, a 6-speed close-ratio gearbox, and a slipper clutch components that create a razor-sharp throttle response and crisp gear changes that owners consistently describe as feeling expensive. The 300cc Lansin engine is one of the most tested small-displacement motors in Chinese production, used across multiple brands and configurations with an accumulated service history running into the tens of millions of miles globally. The Cafe Racer ergonomics are genuinely sporty. This is not a machine for 5-hour touring. It is built for enthusiastic 1 to 2 hour rides on interstate roads, a purpose it fulfills with complete and total commitment. For the price, you can get this for $3,199. And yet, number 10 on this list took the concept of shockingly good value and applied it to a category where European brands have been completely dominant for 30 years. Nobody saw this coming. We promise. Number 10, compare Moto 700 CLX Heritage. Oh, here we go. CF Moto's crown jewel of the retro modern segment has arrived in this countdown, and it is the machine that single-handedly forced motorcycle journalists to rewrite their understanding of what Chinese quality means in 2026. The Heritage specification includes wire-spoked wheels with a 19-inch front and 17-inch rear, scrambler-style high-mounted exhaust, a hand-stitched leather solo seat, genuine metal mudguards, analog instrument cluster with a small digital insert, and Bosch cornering, ABS fed by a 6-axis IMU, upside-down forks, 43mm with 130mm of travel, Brembo braking hardware, front and rear. Curb weight is 423 pounds. Fuel tank holds 3.7 gallons. The KTM-derived engine in CF Moto configuration has been tested by independent European testing organizations, including German TÜV, and achieved reliability ratings equivalent to Japanese middleweight standards. CF Moto's European warranty is 3 years unlimited mileage, a statement of confidence that most manufacturers reserve for car brands. The upright riding position, wide bar, and generously padded leather seat make the Heritage surprisingly capable for all-day riding. Owners regularly report 310-mile days without physical fatigue. With $7,499, you can easily own this. We need a moment. And so does number 9, because it represents a completely different Chinese manufacturer that decided the adventure touring segment deserved to be turned completely upside down. Comment below. Right now, which of these Chinese motorcycles surprised you the most? And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button to join thousands of riders who never miss an episode. Number 9, Voge 500C. Voge makes its second appearance on this list, and this time it is with a machine that targets the urban adventure commuter market with a precision that makes competing manufacturers look like they have not been paying attention. The Voge 500AC uses the same 494cc parallel twin engine from the DSX, 47.5 horsepower and 46 newton-meters, but in a street-focused roadster chassis with a completely different character. Where the DSX is built for dirt roads and mountain passes, the 500AC is built for the rider who covers long daily commutes and wants sport performance wrapped in touring practicality. Voge backs the 500AC with a 3-year manufacturer warranty in all markets, an industry-leading commitment for a Chinese brand. Independent owner surveys across European markets show a satisfaction rate of 92% at the 2-year ownership mark. The 500AC was specifically developed for urban comfort. The seat height of 815mm, wide handlebar, and well-padded seat, combined with long travel suspension tuned for urban road surfaces to create a machine that absorbs potholes as efficiently as it absorbs highway miles. The price is approximately $5,599. With all these, somehow, number 8 on this list managed to package all of that value into a larger displacement platform that competes directly with machines costing $15,000. The gap is about to get even more uncomfortable for the establishment. Number 8, Zontes 715. X. Here is something nobody in the mainstream motorcycle media wants to loudly admit. The Zontes 715X is, by any objective specification comparison, one of the best value naked middleweights on the market in 2026, regardless of where it was built. The 715X uses the same 744cc parallel twin engine as the 715T Adventure variant, 83 horsepower and 74 Newton meters, but tuned here for a street-focused power character with a sharper throttle response and a more aggressive mid-range delivery that makes city riding viscerally exciting. Zontes performs a 62-mile pre-delivery test run on every production unit before it leaves the factory, a quality assurance step that no other manufacturer at this price point performs. Every engine is cold start tested, heat cycle tested, and load tested before installation into the chassis. The naked roadster ergonomics of the 715E's place the rider in a slightly forward-leaning position that is engaging without being punishing, suitable for 2 to 3 hour spirited rides with complete physical comfort. With $6,999, you can easily get a new one. If you are not at least slightly unsettled by the value on this list, number 7 is the machine that will finish the job. It comes from a brand that made its name building engines for the world, and then decided to start building complete motorcycles that the world could not ignore. Number 7, Lonson Voge 900 DSX. Lonson, the company that builds engines for BMW, decided in 2022 that it was time to stop supplying the world's best motorcycle brands and start competing with them directly. The result is the Voge 900 DSX, a 900cc adventure motorcycle that takes the fight directly to the BMW F850Gs, the Triumph Tiger Sport 900, and the Yamaha Tenere 700. At a price that none of those manufacturers can match without losing money on every unit. Lonson's position as a Tier 1 global engine supplier means their quality control processes are audited by international automotive standards organizations. The 900cc engine was endurance tested for over 10,000 hours before production approval, a testing regime equivalent to European manufacturer standards. The 900 DSX was developed with a specific focus on long-distance comfort. The adjustable windscreen, rally-style ergonomics, heated seat and grips, and plush, long-travel suspension make it genuinely capable of 435-mile days without rider fatigue. New price, approximately $8,999. Now, if number 7 is the machine that builds for BMW, then number 6 is the machine that decided to look like a Ducati, perform like a Triumph, and cost like neither of them. Brace yourself. Number 6. Compare Moto 900 NK. Some people say Chinese manufacturers cannot build a characterful, emotionally engaging naked motorcycle. Those people have not ridden the CF Moto 900 NK, and their opinion will change the moment they do. The 900 NK uses an 889cc parallel twin liquid-cooled engine co-developed with KTM, producing 90 horsepower and 87 Newton meters of torque. The KTM parallel twin architecture delivers a characteristically aggressive mid-range surge and a top-end rush that larger displacement rivals struggle to match in terms of pure excitement per mile. CF Moto's 3-year unlimited mileage warranty on the 900 NK reflects the company's total confidence in the KTM-derived powertrain. European independent testing by both German and Dutch motorcycle publications found the 900 NK's build quality to be comparable with Japanese middleweights, costing 30% more. The 900 NK is a street fighter. It is designed for aggression, not relaxation. But CF Moto has tuned the suspension for real-world road surfaces rather than racetracks, meaning it absorbs urban imperfections with more compliance than its sport credentials suggest. Speaking about the price, get this for about $8,499. Number 5 is the machine on this list that dared to go even further, targeting a segment where Italian and British manufacturers charge $20,000 and arriving with everything those bikes offer in a price tag that nobody in Europe or America predicted. Which Chinese motorcycle on this list would you actually buy? Tell us in the comments right now and hit that like button. It costs you nothing and helps this channel reach more riders who need to see this list. Number 5, Vogue 500RR. Wait, you think you already know what a Chinese sport bike looks like? You do not yet. The Voge 500RR is the machine that Vogue built to prove to themselves, to the industry, and to every skeptical journalist who ever dismissed a Chinese motorcycle with a casual wave. that China can build a fully fared sport motorcycle that belongs in the same conversation as European and Japanese competition. It uses the 494cc parallel twin engine in its most aggressive state of tune, producing 52 horsepower and 46 Newton meters, with a sportier camshaft profile, a higher flow intake system, and an Akrapovic exhaust fitted as a factory option. The 500RR chassis is a twin-spar aluminum frame, the architecture of choice for sport motorcycles globally. With fully adjustable 43mm USD forks from Kayaba, a fully adjustable Kayaba rear shock, radially mounted 4-piston Brembo front calipers, a 320mm floating disc, slipper clutch, and a quick shifter. The full fairing uses aerodynamic winglets derived from computational fluid dynamics modeling that generate measurable front-end downforce at speeds above 87 miles per hour. Curb weight is 386 pounds. Fuel tank holds 4 gallons. The 5-inch TFT comes with multiple display modes, including a dedicated track mode that displays lap timer, sector times, and lean angle data. Voge subjects the 500RR engine to a 40-hour dyno test cycle before each unit leaves the production line, a pre-delivery quality standard that most manufacturers reserve for prototype validation programs. The 500RR is a sport motorcycle. Ergonomics are committed and aggressive. However, Voge has calibrated the suspension compliance specifically for road use rather than track-only applications, making it manageable for experienced riders on long sport road sessions. New price? Approximately $5,799. And here is the truly uncomfortable part for the establishment. Number 4 on this list makes the 500RR look modestly priced, because number 4 is where China stopped competing in the value segment and walked directly into premium territory with both feet and zero apology. Number 4, CF Moto 1200 GT. The moment has arrived. The machine that every touring motorcyclist with a budget under $15,000 needs to know about right now. The CF Moto 1200 GT is a grand touring motorcycle, not an adventure bike, not a naked roadster, a proper grand tourer. Powered by a 1,190cc parallel twin, liquid-cooled engine developed with KTM, producing 125 horsepower and 120 Newton meters of torque. This is the most powerful Chinese production motorcycle ever built, and it is wearing a full touring fairing, integrated hard panniers, and a windscreen that adjusts electrically from the handlebar. The 1200 GT specification reads like a motorcycle from a manufacturer charging $20,000. Semi-active electronic suspension front and rear, adjusting damping in real time. 6-axis IMU, cornering ABS, cornering traction control, adaptive cruise control, heated grips, heated seat, tire pressure monitoring, ambient temperature display, electric windscreen adjustment, integrated hard panniers with central locking, USB-C charging port, and a 7-inch TFT with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Brembo Stylema 4-piston front calipers. Olin specification, rear shock. Curb weight is 560 pounds, fully fueled. Fuel tank holds 6.1 gallons for a range exceeding 280 miles. The 1,200cc KTM derived engine carries CF Moto's 3-year unlimited mileage warranty, backed by an international service network across 65 countries. The semi-active suspension system uses Bosch hardware, the same supplier used by BMW and Ducati. The 1200 GT was engineered specifically for grand touring comfort. The electrically adjustable windscreen, memory, foam seat option, heated grips and seat, and semi-active suspension that automatically softens for motorway cruising make this machine genuinely capable of 620-mile days in serious comfort. New price? Approximately $12,999. Apple CarPlay, adaptive cruise control, semi-active suspension, electric windscreen. Brembo Stylema, 125 horsepower, $13,000. Compare that to the BMW R 1200 RT at $24,000 and explain, and with a straight face, why the BMW is worth $11,000 more. Number 3 will make that comparison even more difficult to answer. Number 3, Zontes 715R. Oh, you thought we had shown you everything Zontes had to offer? The Zontes 715R is the machine that Zontes built to silence permanently every remaining argument that Chinese manufacturers cannot compete at the top of the sport motorcycle segment. The 715R is a fully fared sport motorcycle using the 744cc parallel twin, producing 83 horsepower and 74 Newton meters. but in a race-inspired chassis that takes every lesson Zontes learned from their adventure and naked platforms and applies them to a purpose-built sport application. The result is a motorcycle that European motorcycle magazines have reviewed alongside the Yamaha R7 and the Kawasaki Z650 RS, and found it wanting in nothing. The 715R chassis is a twin-spar aluminum frame with fully adjustable 43mm QIB USD forks, 120mm, and a fully adjustable QIB rear shock. Radially mounted 4-piston front calipers grip dual 300mm discs. Zontes backs the 715R with their industry-leading warranty claim rate of below 2%, independently verified by their European import partners. The engine has undergone 5,000 hours of continuous dyno testing across temperature ranges from -20 to +50 degrees Celsius. Sport ergonomics. Fully committed. This machine is for riders, not tourists. The clip-on bars and rear set pegs create a track-ready posture that rewards skilled riding on challenging roads. New price, approximately $7,299. This bike is undoubtedly one of the best value sport motorcycles on earth. And yet, number 2 on this list is the machine that made the entire global motorcycle industry sit up straight and pay very serious attention to what China is building. Because number 2 does not just compete, it leads. Number 2, CF Moto 450 MT. We are in the top 2, and this is where the list arrives at a machine that has genuinely changed the competitive landscape of the global motorcycle market in 2026. The CF Moto 450 MT is a mid-size adventure tourer that was voted Best Value Adventure Motorcycle of 2025 by 3 separate European motorcycle publications. Not in a Chinese category, not in a budget category, in the overall adventure motorcycle category against Yamaha, Honda, KTM, and BMW. It runs the 449cc KTM derived parallel twin, 49 horsepower, and 45 Newton meters. In an adventure chassis so comprehensively specified that CF Moto was initially accused by competitors of selling below cost. The 450 MT adventure specification: 19-inch spoked front wheel, 17-inch spoked rear, fully adjustable 43mm USD forks with 170mm of travel, fully adjustable rear monoshock with 160mm, cornering ABS with off-road disable, traction control, 3 riding modes, cruise control, heated grips, aluminum skid plate, handguards, engine protection bars, and a 5-inch TFT with turn-by-turn navigation and Bluetooth. Quick shifter up and down, standard. Curb weight is 412 pounds. Fuel tank holds 4.5 gallons for a range exceeding 200 miles, and the seat height is adjustable between 820 and 840 millimeters via a tool-free seat height adjustment system. The 450 MT carries CF Moto's 3-year unlimited mileage warranty and has accumulated over 62,000 owner miles in European markets in its first 18 months of sale, with a documented mechanical failure rate that CF Moto's European distributors describe as statistically negligible. The 450 MT was designed by a dedicated comfort engineering team, separate from the performance engineering team, who spent over a year optimizing seat foam density, handlebar reach, foot peg position, and windscreen height for riders between 160 and 190 centimeters. The result is a machine that independent, long-distance riders have used for consecutive 435-mile days without complaint. The price for a new one is approximately $5,999. And now, we are at number 1. The Chinese motorcycle that is not just shockingly good, it is the machine that forced the entire industry to hold an emergency meeting. Are you ready? Number 1. Compare Moto 800 MT Explorer. Of course, it was always going to be this. The CF Moto 800 T Explorer is not just the best Chinese motorcycle of 2026, it is one of the best adventure motorcycles of 2026. Full stop. No qualifier, no asterisk. It was awarded the ADAC Motorwelt Best Adventure Motorcycle Award in Germany, a country that builds BMW against competition from every major global manufacturer. It uses an 889cc parallel twin, liquid-cooled, KTM-derived engine producing 95 horsepower and 90 Newton meters of torque, the same engine family that powers the CF Moto 900 NK. Tuned here for maximum real-world usability across a power band that rewards both novice and expert riders. The 800 MT Explorer carries a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty supported by a global service network in over 70 countries. The KTM-derived engine has been endurance tested by CF Moto for 15,000 hours, a figure that exceeds the testing requirements of the EU two-wheel type approval regulations by a factor of 3. Long-distance owners across Europe, Australia, and North America have documented journeys of over 31,000 miles with zero powertrain issues. The 800 MT Explorer was designed for real adventure travel, not weekend blasts, not track days, but the kind of multi-week, multi-country journeys where comfort is survival. The semi-active suspension automatically softens on motorways and stiffens on off-road terrain. The electrically adjustable windscreen covers every rider height. The heated seat uses 3 temperature levels. The adjustable handlebar riser offers 2 positions for standing and seated riding. And the seat foam was developed in collaboration with a sports medicine institute specifically to eliminate pressure points on multi-day rides. The price for a new one goes for about $10,499. If you made it all the way to the end, you are officially one of us. Click on the next video and leave a comment right now. Which of these 16 Chinese motorcycles shocked you the most, and would you buy one? Hit that like button if this list changed your perspective. And if you are not subscribed yet, click that subscribe button